This is the plaintiff, Jonique English. She says she brought 20 items of clothing into the defendant's laundry place, and when she got her stuff back, some of it was damaged. The defendants copped an attitude immediately, denying causing the damages and refused to reimburse her for her losses. No wonder the Better Business Bureau rates their business an F, which stands for forget about doing business there. She's suing for $90, the amount she's out. These are the defendants, Priscilla and Jose Landivar. Priscilla says the nasty plaintiff brought in damaged, used clothing to begin with, and there's no way they're to blame. She's simply a liar who's on the take. They did nothing wrong and won't be bullied into paying for something they did not do. They're accused of causing a cleaning mess.
Thank you, Douglas. Okay, Jonique English, you're suing your cleaners, represented here by the owners, Priscilla and Jose Landivar. You've asked us not to mention the name of the cleaners, and we'll respect that. For $90 that you say they should pay you because they ruined a jacket. Tell me about it.
Well, I took like 17 items to the cleaners on March 3rd. Then I picked them up Saturday, March 6th, a couple of days later. But some items weren't ready until that following Monday. And then when I got home Saturday, after I noticed, went through all my clothes, I noticed that the one jacket did have 2 holes on each side of the jacket.
Do you have the jacket here?
Yes.
May I see it?
Yes. So then I took the jacket back to the cleaners on the Monday when I was going to pick up my other items. And as soon as I went in, I wasn't rude. I just walked in and I told her that my jacket was ruined. She went and got him. And then he came out, he looked at the jacket, and he said, we didn't do this. And I said, well, it wasn't like this when I brought it here. He said, well, our machine or what equipment we use wouldn't have done this. This was torn.
Okay, where? I don't see the tear. Where is it?
At the very bottom of the jacket on both sides.
Oh, I do see it. Okay.
And it's one on the other side.
Okay, but this isn't a tear. This is just the seam. Somebody just has to sew this. I could do it if you just give me about 5 minutes. That's what this case is about? Seriously?
Seriously.
I thought that the fabric was torn or something. You think that they did this in handling your jacket. And so you say to them what? What is it you say to them?
I said, my jacket's torn on both sides, and it wasn't like this when I brought it. And he was like, well, then we didn't do this. And then I told him.
Did it get nasty?
He wasn't nasty, but
Did you get nasty?
No.
Okay, go on.
He was just blunt, like with, we didn't do it, that's the bottom line, and nothing else matters. So that's the part that made me angry.
Okay, hold that thought right there. Tell me how that little transaction happened.
Well, go ahead.
She dropped off her pieces on the 3rd of March.
I don't care. Tell me when she comes in.
She brought it in, and she has no ticket nor tag saying that came from our cleaners. So
on the item.
On that item.
Okay.
So at that point, how do I even know that came from my cleaners?
But you do know that she had brought like 17 items to you.
Yeah.
And according to her, you're her cleaners. She goes to you. She's a frequent customer.
Right.
So I don't know what shocks me more, that she doesn't just sew this and fix it, or that you don't. I mean, you guys actually have a seamstress there, right?
Definitely. And
I mean, this would take 10 seconds.
It wouldn't.
So why wouldn't your? I'm just curious, because I know what my dry cleaners would say, because they charge me a lot of money and they want to keep me paying a lot of money for. I shouldn't say that because I know my dry cleaner watches. I love you. All right. So they charge. They want to keep a happy customer. I thought this. When I read this case, I really thought that the actual jacket was ripped. And that this is a dispute about how the dry cleaning process could have ripped it. This is literally the threading. It would take 10 seconds to fix, right?
Yes,
the reason why we didn't offer to be repaired was because she wanted it replaced. We kept saying, we're not going to replace the jacket.
Right.
And after that, she went.
So she never said, can you fix this?
Never.
No,
and you didn't say, let me just fix this?
Never.
Why wouldn't you just say, let me fix it?
And the attitude when she came in, she was blaming him?
The attitude. That's what I wanted to see. That's what I'm trying to get to. What is it that was wrong with the attitude? What was it?
So if the damage is just to the seam, does the customer still get the cost of a new garment?
No, she sent it to the cleaners herself, so she took the risk. So it's her.
But if the cleaner screws it up and tears it, but it can be repaired easily, does the customer get the money for a new garment? What do you think?
No, because the person who cleaned it is only responsible for the damage they did.
And that's just sewing it up.
Yeah.
Got your point? Going inside the courtroom.
Whenever she came in the beginning, she spoke to my wife, and as far as I know, my wife went to the back and she grabbed me from the back and told me, I guess you need to talk to this lady. So I went to talk to her, the lady. I tried to explain to her, ma'am, there's no way I can show you the process of how my dry cleaners handle every single piece, and it's no possible way that we couldn't done this.
Okay.
Do you have a ticket? That's the first thing that I asked her, and she said, no, I don't have a ticket. Do you remember the day that you dropped them off? Like I can check on my records to match it to see if you
Do you
brought
write
it
down
in.
one hoodie, such and such a brand, or do you do what every
No.
dry cleaner I've ever known does and what see, everybody does that. It's easier for the customer, it's easier for you guys. You just bring a bag and land it there and, you know.
Yes, ma'am.
Right,
That's
and
what
count
we
the
process.
items. Right,
Yes.
so no one could ever prove this came from your cleaners unless the tags are on it, and of course you could say then that the tags were from something else. It's impossible for someone to prove.
Yes,
I mean,
ma'am.
I don't think this wasn't dry cleaned by you. I'll get to one second whether the dry cleaning process can do this. Right now, I am so fixated on why you would not say, give me 5 minutes, and take it to the seamstress and have the seamstress fix it. That's the part I'm just...
She wanted it replaced.
Because you felt that she was rude? He's
Whatever.
not saying because she wanted us to pay her. He's saying because she was so rude. It's because her attitude?
In her attitude, the way she was approaching to us and the way that she was demanding for me to pay for a garment that it wasn't our fault. It was nothing that my dry cleaners could have done.
I would expect you to say, look, our process can't do that, but as a customer goodwill, would you like me to take that and have that sewn? That'll take 5 seconds.
And I would have done it. I wouldn't done it in any other
But
case.
you didn't.
No, I didn't do it in this
Right,
case.
so what do you mean you would have? You didn't. So you had a chance to and you didn't.
It's just the way that she was.
Okay, tell me how it is that the dry cleaners did this through the dry cleaning process when it is, as I've said earlier, nothing but the seam coming a little bit apart, a little bit.
I'm not sure of how they did it, but that wasn't the point at the time. The point was when I dropped my jacket off, it was in one piece, as well as all my other clothes. And just because they said that they didn't do it doesn't make it right.
No, and when dry cleaners look at me and say it came that way, I routinely look at them and say, prove it. Because they're the business people, and if they get a damaged item,
Exactly,
they
they should
choose
hold
to
it
bring in
aside.
80 pounds of clothes and not itemize it.
And they would inspect
do I
it.
need your help to interrupt me while I'm in
sorry.
the middle of saying something? Especially when it's good for you. You know, if you guys choose not to inspect each item, then I'm not going to hear you say later it came that way when you don't have proof. If you claim that something comes discolored, you darn well better put on that receipt one discolored, burgundy-colored dress. And if you don't, because it's too much trouble, that's fine, but then that's your cost of doing business the one time somebody sues you for it. But I gotta tell you, this is not a dry cleaning issue, okay? Because dry cleaning it would not cause this. It's nothing but the stitching coming out. I can't believe that your mama didn't teach you how to do this. This is like nothing. This isn't even worth taking to a seamstress, it's so little. But I'm fascinated that you guys would rather be here. I'm honored and touched. I am honored and touched that you would rather be here with me over what amounts to be not even 5 minutes with a needle and thread than actually just solving the problem. You as businessmen and you as the jacket owner.
It was
okay?
the point that they don't acknowledge
That's
anybody's
exactly.
complaint.
Everybody's playing King es más macho. That's what happened. They felt you walked in with an attitude and you felt that they weren't, showing customer goodwill. But at the end of the day, when everybody has an attitude and then you all end up in court taking up all these hours of your time that you could be doing other stuff, I now have to decide, okay, is it more likely than not, that's a standard in a civil case, is it more likely than not that this happened through the dry cleaning process as opposed to that the thread was weak or, because it's happening on both sides. That's the other suspicious thing. It happened on both sides of the pockets. It's just sort of weird. But I don't think you can prove that it's the dry cleaner's fault. I just don't think that the de-threading would be dry cleaner's fault. I mean, and what? That they touched it? It would have to be something that they did wrong during the process. Touching it would not be wrong during the process. But cleaning it with chemicals doesn't cause thread to come undone. It just doesn't.
Well, maybe
so my
they
verdict
put
in
it-
this case is for the defendants.
Well, the plaintiff comes out of the courtroom and she's got her jacket back. Come on in here. What's your reaction to the outcome? Getting nothing out of this case.
I'm not satisfied because they have damaged a lot of people's items. They're rated an F at the Better Business Bureau, and they don't seem to acknowledge, anybody's complaints. And I wasn't rude with them, so
They
lied.
complained about your attitude. They
But
said.
I didn't have an attitude. I didn't have a reason to have attitude, so they're just liars.
Attitude has nothing to do with business.
Business,
You don't
all right.
like
Well,
someone.
judge rules that that's not a dry cleaning problem. You gonna sew that thing up and wear it?
I have no problem sewing. I know how to sew. That wasn't the issue. The issue was them just saying we didn't do it.
Well, were you willing to take this thing all the way to the Supreme Court if necessary?
Yes.
Okay. All right, come on in here. What do you think of the outcome here? Step right next to her.
Happy it is what it is.
I can't believe that a little rip in a jacket like that you could have sewn up in 2 seconds and maybe should have.
It would have been no problem for me, but if they don't treat me with respect, that she has treated the same way. They're
All
going
right, what did she do exactly that led to this?
Her attitude.
What? What exactly? What?
She just
she
wanted
is
to
now.
get something replaced.
What did
and
she do?
She was.
Exactly
Yeah.
words she mean?
Yeah.
I believe that's relevant. I don't think.
Yeah.
Okay, Harvey.
Plaintiff has a duty to minimize damages, and minimizing damages means sewing it up and then wearing it again.